John Coltrane was one of the pioneers of the music world, and arguably the best jazz saxophonist ever. It is believed the mere mention of the name John Coltrane is likely to evoke a deep emotional response from even the most casual jazz fan. H. Michael Sanders is one such fan.
After I graduated from college, I worked from midnight to 8 a.m. in the booth of a parking lot at a hospital in Boston, and I was making a living as a parking lot attendant while I was shopping my photography portfolio around during the daytime. And while I sat there from midnight to 8 a.m., I listened to this jazz program on the radio. And the guy who was the host of the show was incredibly knowledgeable about jazz, and he played all of the classic jazz as well as a lot of avant-garde. And I learned about jazz. I'd never really listened to it before. I was a rock and roll baby. But this guy taught me about jazz, sitting there for 8 hours a night listening to him spin records. And John Coltrane was one of the first people that I really began to resonate with. And I went out and bought albums by John Coltrane's groups. And one of the things that appealed to me the most was not only the chances that he took musically, but also the overt spiritual direction that he was moving his music in. And John Coltrane was one of the artists that I listened to as I was beginning to learn what jazz was and what it was about. So it sort of always carved out a soft spot in my heart, and that's something that I always continue to go back to and still go back to when I'm looking for inspiration or looking for some kind of spiritual dimension in the music that I'm listening to.